Hey, thank you. Listen up. Significant improvement. Definitely did better than yesterday. No question about that. We had 2 or 300s. We had 95s. We had 90s. And even on the lower end of things, people who yesterday, for the most part, not 100% true, but for the most part, if you got 0 yesterday, you got 20 or 40 today. If you got a 40 yesterday, you tended to get 60s today. There were some people who stayed the same, even a couple of people who went down. That's never good. Let's go through this. I want to remind you of the importance of what we're doing right now. Right now, we're recording the lesson. And when I see a kid who goes from 40 to 20, or from 20 to 20 on the quiz, that means that they didn't improve. If you get a 20 or a 40 or a 0 on a quiz, it's pretty obvious you don't understand what's going on. Now, that doesn't make you bad. But what makes you bad is how you react when things are not going right. Do you turn around and say to yourself, I want to work, I want to get things better, I want to improve? Or do you say to yourself, I don't care, I'm a 0, I'm a 20? You know, one of the most difficult things in life, you are born into this world with everybody taking care of you. When you're a little kid, all you have to do is whine, cry. Mom and dad, grandma, older brothers or sisters maybe, they rush up to you. Are you hungry? Are you tired? Do you need a diaper change? And they pat you back, and they calm you down, and they try to make you feel good. But have you noticed that stops working at some point in time? You know, when you're a little kid, you get used to whining. Anybody have any little brothers or sisters? Or little cousins? Do you ever notice how the first sign of something not going wrong, all they do is, wah, wah, and they start complaining? That's because when they're little, that gets results. It gets them what they want. But I got to tell you, as you get older and older in life, it doesn't work anymore. At some point in time, you have to be responsible for yourself. Have you noticed maybe mom and dad getting sick and tired of whining? Right? At some point in time, mom and dad say, cut it out, knock it off. In my house, they'd be a little stronger. And I'll give you the nice word, crap. Enough. Now, at some point in time, you become responsible for yourself. And the scary thing here is, this is the most frightening thing, and I know I've said this many, many times, but it's so important for you to understand. If your work ethic, I don't even want to say your schoolwork, because you know what? For some people, schoolwork's not the most important thing in their lives. If your work ethic never gets strong, if you don't develop the kind of character that says when you make a mistake, you want to learn from it and make up for it, you will always be disappointed in your life. Either someone's going to have to provide for you, or you're not going to be able to provide much for yourself. Or here's the scary thing. You know, when you turn 20, 25, 30, you realize it takes a certain amount of time, effort, and money to pay bills. And if you don't have a good work ethic, then you could get fired, not hold down a steady job, or if you do get a job, you tend not to get a job that pays well. And you have to work 1,000,000 hours for what other people can earn in a week. At the end of the day, you're going to end up doing so much more work. How old are you now? 13, 14?
13.
From 13 to 18 is 5 years. If you learn how to become a good worker, have a good work ethic over the next 5 years, from the day you're 18 until the day you retire at around 65, you're going to be successful, you're going to earn good money. If you don't, then yeah, you get away with doing work. You'll get away with not doing a whole lot of work from 13 to 18. Go ahead. You beat the system. You don't have to do any work. But from 18 to 65, you have to do triple, quadruple, 5 times the work other people have to do. Sometimes even 8 or 10 times the work other people have to do. On the other hand, if you get a good work ethic going, you'll always be successful. You'll be successful from 13 to 18, from 18 to 28, and from 28 to 68. You'll always be able to be successful in this world, and you'll always do a good job and be okay. So it's your choice. And if you don't want to work hard, I just want you to understand, at the end of the day, who is going to suffer if you don't work hard? You are. I'm going to be retired. I'm going to like live on a trout stream somewhere with my dogs and my family, and I'm going to go fly fishing and do my photography, go to church. I'm going to be a happy guy. You guys, you're going to be struggling along, not making a whole lot of money. And it's going to be frustrating and disappointing. Okay, so now let's go. Oh, first off, did you look at the question from the homework? Right, Stephanie was kind enough to go over that question with each of you. It's extremely important that you learn how to get that kind of question right. The first thing we worked on in this unit was graphing at the same time and finding the point of intersection. The second thing we worked on in this unit was solving simultaneously using the elimination method. What does the word eliminate mean? Get rid of. What does simultaneous mean?
Together.
At the same time, yeah. Okay? So, as we look at our swirl, if you will, the idea is to eliminate, which means to get rid of. Do me a favor, talk to the person next to you, tell them an example of something that you eliminated. I heard a great example from a kid yesterday in class. Something that you eliminated, or use of the word eliminate. Go ahead, I'll give you 30 seconds. Talk to them about the word eliminate. The test? The quiz. Yeah, but first I want to go through the do it, then we'll do the quiz. Okay, excuse me. Yesterday's example, a great example of the word eliminate. Talia Galarza gave us the example. She said that on American Idol, some of the contestants were eliminated. I thought that was a great example of the word eliminate, okay? All right, so we take a look at number one. We're going to go through the do it, and then we'll finish today going over the quiz. As we take a look at the do it, first off, this looks like elimination to me because I see the X's over the X's, the Y's over the Y's. Furthermore, the Y's match up, which is the easy kind. James, you with me here? And then the equals and the numbers. So since I'm in this position right now, let me go a step further, add them up. These go die-die. 1x and 2x make 3x equals -1 and 7 is 6. Divide by 3, x is 2. So I want to remind you that your next quiz will be these solving algebraically, guys. So you're going to need to do this on your next quiz. Okay? Very important. Am I done?
No.
Why not? No, not because of checking. I got to go back at why, then check. So, yeah, you know what? Checking is true. We're just not quite there yet. All right, so if I want to get y, I can use either equation. I'm going to use the top one because the y is positive. So x is 2, so I get 2 plus 3y is -1, minus the 2 from both sides. And I get 3y is -3, divide by 3, y is -1. So the next question that begs to be answered here, boys, is what would be the coordinates if you were to graph the two lines? What would be the coordinates of the point of intersection? Rena?
2 and -1.
That's right, 2, -1. This would be where the two lines intersect. Now, as far as the check goes, it looked better on today's quiz, but it didn't look exactly the way it's supposed to look. So when we check, we write both equations over again. X plus 3y is -1. 2x minus 3y is 7. Now I'm going to plug in the x is 2. Remember, any point is always xy. So the x is 2, the y is -1. So 2 plus 3 times -1 is -1. What's 3 times -1? Guys, head the game. Let's go. 3 times -1 is what? -3. So I get 2 minus 3 is -1. -1 is -1. Check. And now I go here where x is 2 and y is -1. So I get 2 times 2, and -3 times -1 is 7. What's 2 times 2? 4. What's -3 times -1? positive 3. 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 is 7, check. Okay? So again, the work in blue, and then that would be worth like 80% of the grade, and the green work would be worth 20% of the grade to do the check. All right? Franklin, your graphs look perfect, but make sure you get better at the check. If you get better at the check, you get 100 on your graphs tomorrow. Okay? Any questions about this, Elizabeth?
Well, it's kind of with both of this, but when we were doing the solving, the checking, I did try to find the x and y, and like I used like the check on 3 times.
Yeah, when you check, you're not solving.
That's-
Solving means tell me y equals what it equals, tell me what x equals. Checking means plug them in and just show that as you do the calculations, both sides come out the same. Okay? Big difference. How many people had Mr. Frank last year?
We all did.
Mr. Frank loves to check. He loves to check. So if you had Mr. Frank, I think you'll be really good at it. All right,
Totally forgot about it.
let's take a look at the next question. You know what's really bad about this one? Somebody tell me what's really bad. Elizabeth, what do you think? Yeah, both of the B's are positive. Look at this. See this? Didn't we say we always want the signs to be opposite on one of them? The way you handle it, if the signs are opposite, is you multiply one of them by negatives. Watch. I'm going to take, it doesn't matter it's top or bottom, I'm going to do the bottom one. And I'm going to multiply everything by -1. When you multiply by -1, all you do is change the signs. So in the top, I still have a plus 4b is 7. I didn't change anything in the top. But now, what's going to happen in the bottom? Kevin, what is -1 times 3a? Marco, help him out.
-3a.
Very good. About as straightforward as it can get. What's -1 times 4b? Kelly? Nice. See, look at that. Isn't that cool? Everybody see that? That's what we wanted. Equals, what's -1 times 13? Uni? Nice. Now, I can add them up, keep going, and finish it up. Go ahead, do that. Add them up, finish it up, keep going.
Bless you.
God bless. I'll be about another 2 minutes to get that done. Add them up. Okay, do division. 7 and -13 does not add up. Right, positive 7 and -13. Sounds good? Yes. Because I wanted the opposite sides. So when I put it in there, 4B I did now 4B and 4B is not equal. Okay? Well, if I do by -1, it changes the positive 4B to -4B, and then I have opposite signs. Okay? Whenever the signs are the same, just always do a -1. But either one, it doesn't matter if you do it to the top or the bottom. Whenever you multiply or divide by a negative, you change the first sign. Okay, so now that we have the signs opposite, I can add them up. What's a positive a and a -3a? -2a, good. Die, equals, what's 7 and -13? -6. So now I divide by -2. A is 3. Okay? Now, that would, if I was grading this, and if this was worth the whole 100 points, I would give you 40 points for getting that right. Now let's get the next 40 points, which is to go back and get Y. I can use either B, I'm sorry. I can use either equation. I'll use the top one. A plus 4B is 7. A is 3. So 3 plus 4B is 7. Minus 3. 4B is 4. Divide by 4. B is 1. So now I have the next 40 points. 40 points for the work in red. 40 points for the work in blue. And now, last but not least, is the check. Whenever I'm going to do the check, what's my first step for the check? Read it? Yeah, rewrite both equations. So A plus 4B is 7, and 3A plus 4B is 13. So now, A is 3, so 3 plus B is 1. 4 times 1 is 7. Order of operations, what's 4 times 1? 4. 3 plus 4 is 7. 7 is 7, check. Now I come down here, 3 times 3 plus 4 times 1 is 13. 3 times 3 is 9. 4 times 1 is 4. 13 is 13, check. And there's my correct answer. Okay? Any questions about that? Okay, now this is our third day working on elimination, so by now you should begin to have a comfort level with it. You should be saying, I think I can do this, I think I can work it out. It's a little harder when you have to match them up, like in this problem, multiply by a negative, or if one of them was 4B and one of them was 5B, that would make things a little bit more difficult. And we'll continue to work on it over the next few days. It's not like we're going to stop doing it now. Now what I'd like to do is go over your quiz. So let's get your quiz out. Can we stop with the noises, please? We are not in second grade anymore. Where are we here? What is with this noise? It's not funny, right? It's baby-like. Listen, here's the deal. If you want to make noise, you can just leave the room. Honestly, is there anybody here who wants to hear that? You can leave the room too. So just go to the referral room, get out of here. All right? Is there anybody else who wants to hear the noise? Is there anybody else who would rather hear the popping sound than doing the work and learning how to get it right? So if you're the one making the popping noise, then what you're doing is you're stopping the other people from learning. And if that's what you wanted to do, there's something wrong with you. And it's really disrespectful and rude to every person in the room. Now, we want to be able to solve these equations, graph, and check. And like I said, for virtually every person, the grades improved on the quiz. A couple of notable exceptions, one of which was the person who wanted to hear the popping sound. So it's no surprise that they ended up there. Okay, so let's take a look at the first one. What's the slope? Everybody, what's the slope? Negative 1/2. Excellent. What's the y-intercept? 4. And you guys did a great job of graphing this one. Almost, not completely, but almost every person in the room got this graph right. So it was very uplifting. What it means to me is that if we give you the equation in the y equals mx plus b form, for the most part, and I mean like 80 or 90% of you, are able to graph it perfectly. And the people who did not graph it perfectly, for the most part, almost all of those people did the slope right. Just about every person knew to go down 1/2. A couple of people messed up the y-intercept. By looking at this, the y-intercept is 4, so you know you have to begin at 4 on the y-axis. Okay. Now we come into a little bit of a problem. 3y equals 3x plus 6. Now the first thing we did was we changed that to 3y equals 3x plus 3. And I then saw just, not every person, but at least 2/3 of you divided by 3, which is good. That's the right first step. When you do that, you get y equals, now what's 3 divided by 3? 1. So you can put a 1 there, or you could just leave it x, plus 1. But then here's a huge, huge mistake. Lots of people went and put the y-intercept at 3. Take a look at your paper. Did you put the y-intercept at 3?
No.
What should the y-intercept be, everybody? 1. Because 3 divided by 3 is 1. Remember, when it says 3y equals, it does not fit y equals mx plus b form. If it does not fit y equals mx plus b form, then you have to convert it. And the way you do that is you get rid of the 3. 3y means 3 times y. So you have to do the inverse, or the opposite, and divide by 3. Now, the slope works out to be the number in front of the x, which is also 1. Here's the second big mistake. Take a look at your graph. See if you made this mistake. Some people went through 1, and then they did a slope of 3. They did up 3 over 1. Look at your paper, see if you did that. And some people did like 3 and then up 3 over 1. So you've got to be careful about the dividing by 3s and how this affects stuff. If I begin at 1, and I go up 1 over 1, that's comforting always, because I see that I go right through a point. Now, the one thing I want to caution just about everybody on, even the people who got very high grades, when you do a graph, you should extend these graphs nice and long. Some people just did a short little graph right here. Extend them nice and long, okay? That's a very important thing to do, because sometimes they'll meet down here, or sometimes up here, over here, or down here. And if you're not in the habit of extending it long, you might swear that they're not going to intersect or cross. All right, so the next thing you have to do is find the point of intersection. And when we find the point of intersection, we label it. Guys, this is 2, 3. Some people, at least 1 or 2 people wrote 3, 2. All right, it's 2, 3. The x is 2. Here's the x being 2. The y being 3. And now we just do our check. Y equals -1/2 x plus 4. 3y equals 3x plus 6. And I plug in the 2 and the 3. So 3 is -1/2 of 2 plus 4. 3 is -1 plus 4. That's true. 3 is 3. Check. And here, 3 times 3 equals 3 times, wait a sec here. Oh, I'm sorry, it was plus 3. 3 times 2 plus 3. 9 equals 6 plus 3. 9 equals 9. Check. Okay? So there's my check going with the green. Our weakest part of our quiz was the check in green. That was the part that needs to improve. Questions? All right, let's go back to our sheet that we have today, sheet 4. Now, as I look at sheet 4, all right, we're out of here. Guys, be ready for your third in a series of quizzes tomorrow. Hasta la vista. Vaya con Dios. Toodaloo. Ta-ta. Arrivederci. Smile a lot. Ciao. Arrivederci. Adios, amigos y amigas. Cheerio. Toodaloo. Ta-ta. See you. What's that? Show tomorrow. What's that?
I don't think Alan went down to the control room.
No?
No, he's standing over here.
All right, good. I'll take care of it during lunch. Thanks.